Here's a riddle. When your van is a mess, you have too much inventory to fit in your garage, so you have some of it down under your desk, and your wife's gonna stay in the van, what do?
Go buy more stuff.
That's all the permission I needed.
Have fun.
Alright, this video is Connecticut number 2, so we're still in Connecticut, obviously. Our whiteboard is blank because even though we're still trying to max out the credit card, we're gonna have a different idea for today's video. Where we're parked is right by a Burlington and a Marshall's over here. I hate reselling in Burlington, to be completely honest with you. So I'm not sure if we're gonna actually find anything there or how seriously I'm gonna take it. And I'll explain a couple reasons why I hate it when we go to Burlington. But on the other hand, Marshall's is one of my favorite places to resell. Marshall's, TJ Maxx, those two brands, which are part of the same company, have always kind of come through for me in different seasons because it is pretty seasonal. Right now, it's been on and off every TJ Maxx and Marshall's that I've been to as I've been through Boston and Rhode Island. But the last couple ones have been really good. So I'm hoping that'll be the case again today. And ideally, we can spend another couple $100s. But no matter what, I just want to take you through how I resell at Marshall's. So section by section, we'll go through what I look for and how I've been able to make thousands of profit from Marshall. The first thing that I always look through is the shoes. I should honestly start to look through these a little more for Amazon, but I try not to send in a lot of big stuff because I already am full in my van and I only have like $400 of inventory. So I really just look through shoes for posterity now and to see if they have any soccer ones because I still am interested in those for myself, but I can't really do eBay anymore for my van. Since this video is all about Amazon and I haven't seen anything good, you can watch this video about how I find shoes on eBay if you're interested in that. But let's move on to the first main section for Amazon. Now you'd think the first section would just be whatever's next, and normally that's true, but sometimes I like to go for journals first because that's where I make the majority of my profit from moleskins at these Marshalls and TJ Maxx. But that's really only if I have a lot of FOMO, so I'm actually going to move from the shoes over directly to the beauty section, which is something that I wouldn't have done a couple weeks ago until I got called out on it. But then I started looking at it and realizing that you can make a decent amount of money. But to be honest, I'm still not the best at finding stuff in this section. Since I am so new to selling these type of items and getting ungated in it, I try to stay away from the non-clearance section. And I do this with every category because as I realize more and more what sells in each category, I'll be more confident going into the normal section and being able to pick out what looks good. So we'll head right over there to all those clearance items, but first, let's talk through what I actually use to resell, and it's these major apps. The first one is Scoutify 2, which is a part of Inventory Lab. And you just scan items with it. Won't scan anything here because that's just the Marshall's code, but it'll look up the item and let you know a lot of information about that. The second one that I use is Scout IQ. You can also scan items with Scout IQ, and we'll see if this actually has something on Amazon. This isn't what it is, but if it was, all you'd have to do is go here, and I use it mainly for the Keepa chart. This one doesn't show that it has anything, but since I don't use Keepa for anything else in my business, I'm comfortable just paying for Scout IQ to save about $9 a month and getting that specific Keepa chart in the app. But we have tons and tons of clearance stuff to go through, and I'm still not the best at actually looking for what to pick out, but this is things that I avoid. Price. I try to look for stuff that's in like the $2 to $5 price range instead of $10 because I'm trying to earn 100% plus return on investment. But as I start to make more and more money from Amazon and have more money to spend, I might be willing to spend $10 to get 4 or 5 back. So I'm going to scan through pretty much all this that I can, and whatever I find, we'll talk through both the good and the bad, just in case you want to start looking at beauty products at Marshall's to sell. Alright, I didn't realize how hot it would be with the base layer on, but let's talk about the main reasons why I don't like the beauty section, at least for me. And there are definitely more ways to resell, and I'm sure lots of people will make a lot more money learning from other people about how to do this, and I'm definitely planning on continuing to learn how to resell better in different areas, but these are all the no's, and this is the one yes that I found. It wasn't even on clearance. Alright, we're going to talk through the reasons why I'm saying no to all of these and why I'm saying yes to this one, and we'll be using those two apps mainly. First off, we'll go with this guy. Now, like I said earlier, I like to get 100% return on investment, but I'm okay with 50%, especially when I have a lot of credit or capital like I do now. So this one, as you can see, is $4. You get back 6. Sales rank, which tells you how fast something sells, is good, 94,000. Anything under like 200,000 in beauty, normally it sells a couple times a month or a couple times a week better. There is a lot of competition, but I would make 50% return on investment. The only problem is, look at the packaging. It's really busted. So that one's a no. Next is this dry shampoo, which is really enticing. There's not a ton of competition on it, as you can see. It's just Amazon though, and they're the worst competition. On top of that, if you look at restrictions, I can't sell it in new condition. And if we go over to the Amazon seller app, just to see if I can apply to sell it in new condition, it says it's restricted, so I can't even apply. So that one's obviously out. Next is this one, which was initially actually in the top until I looked into it a little bit more. Because at first glance, it actually looks really good. It's $3 here. When we scan it with Scoutify 2, we can see that we'll actually get back $7.24, so it's over 100%, under 200,000 rank. But just to be sure that it would actually sell, we can go over here to Scout IQ and look at the actual Keepa chart and see that it does actually sell. So seeing that, and on top of that, having there be no FBA offers, I was really interested in it because I noticed this brand is something I've scanned before, and it says that I can't sell their products. Even though this one says I can sell it in new condition, I wanted to see who was actually on the listing, because I noticed when I looked at the other ones that the brand was on the listing, and in this case, you can see that the person who is selling it, who has 11 left in stock, is the brand. I noticed that there aren't any FBA offers, so I'm guessing that they actually issue IP claims. That's something you definitely don't want as an Amazon seller, regardless of whether you think that it's right or wrong, that brands can issue IP claims. And there's some debate to be had about that, especially when you get one that you think is fraudulent. Amazon doesn't like it, and it can affect how well you sell on Amazon and whether you can even continue to sell on Amazon, so don't try to get one. Most of the rest of these are either because the rank is too high, which means that they won't sell, or they're too low of return on investment with a good rank. But let's look at why I wanted to get this. First thing is you can see the packaging is in really good condition. It's actually not on clearance. It's $3.99, so I might go look to see if there are any more of these. Scan it here with Scoutify 2. You see that you would get back $8.70. There are a couple FBA offers, a couple non-FBA offers, and there are even offers that are higher than what the buy box price is at right now. The rank is high, 226,000, but if you look at the Amazon listing, we can see that there are 9 reviews, so it's probably sold at least 50 times, and we can confirm that if we go over here to Scout IQ and look at the Keep It chart to see that it does sell a lot, and it's even sold at higher prices over here. So we found our first winner, but I wasn't anticipating on finding a ton in that section, so we're going to actually move on to the section that I'm in now, which is women's apparel, and currently I just do socks. I haven't looked at a lot of the other stuff because I'm still getting comfortable selling those type of things, and I'm trying to maximize my time, so what I'm comfortable reselling is what I normally tend to focus on. If you see something I'm passing up, please help out other people in the comments and me out so that I can start to make some more money at these Marshalls that I go to. So I'll come back here in a second after I drop these off. Before I scan all the socks, let me just say that I haven't found a lot in women's socks, probably only a couple times since I've been selling socks for the past 6 or 8 months. But I'll still come and check them out because they can have really great return on investment. What I'm looking for are brands that I can sell, which right now are pretty much just Under Armour and Reebok and any of like the smaller brands, like maybe like Born Socks or something, but a lot of times, a lot of these brands don't actually have listings on Amazon. But if I see a new brand that I haven't scanned before, I'll scan it to see if they have listings, and if they have listings, then you might be able to make profit off it. So let's do that with 2 now, just to see ones that I've never seen here before, and if they have listings or if you can sell them. But a lot of these, like Adidas stuff like that, I won't even look at because I'm gated in Adidas, so it doesn't make any sense for me to actually look at these. And if you're just starting out, you definitely will be as well. So let's look at this Born Outdoors. First off, that's a pretty big tell. $10 is too much for socks to probably get 100% ROI, because on Amazon your socks are max going to be selling for probably $20 to $25, and at that point you're only going to be getting back about 15 of it, so you're max making like 50% ROI, and those don't look like $25 socks to me. So I'm honestly not even going to scan those. I'm normally looking for the $4 to $6 price points, and I'll use this Adidas as an example. If it's $8 here, I want the retail price to be $25. When I see $20, I know that the most I'm going to get back is like $12 after Amazon takes their cut. So sometimes I'll still scan those to see if I can get the 50% ROI, but normally socks are selling for lower than their MSRP on Amazon. So I'm going to scan through these real quick and we'll see if I can find anything, but I'm not hopeful. Alright, so I was right. I didn't really find anything. There was one thing that I saw that is something important to know about reselling that I haven't come across today, and that is how to look something up when it has a listing but doesn't have a price, especially not even on here. So you see this is $10, so I'd probably want it to be $30 on Amazon to actually make money. And so in Scoutify 2, if you look it up, currently there's no listing. I can put a price up here of $30 just to check to see. If it is 30 and I get that, then I'll be able to get back 1981, which is like 98%, which is good. But I go here to camel, and it's only $11. Now, sometimes I'm able to get more than the camel price, but $20 more, it's probably not realistic. And you can actually double check what price something's sold at if you have Keepa or if you have Scout IQ installed, because then I can just scan this real quick with Keepa installed, because then if you look at the chart, you can see how much it's sold for, and that blue line right there is right around $10, so I know it's probably right around that price. So these are going back on the wall. And next up is actually not going to be the kitchen section, though that would be where I would go before. I just haven't sold a lot of kitchen stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff that's on Amazon, like this brand Progressive or this brand Joy, but normally the price that you pay for it is about what you get back on Amazon, if not more. That one's $3. You get back $1.51. So I honestly will normally skip this section of the store. Personally, if you know how to make a lot of money in the kitchen section, give me some tips. We can definitely work it into another video, but for now, I'm going to keep moving just because I don't want to waste my time scanning this whole wall and finding like 2 things. And moving along the store, the next thing that comes up for me is going to be the journal section. There's some art stuff over here, and I'll find journals here as well as at the front of the store, but we'll wait till the front of the store to check that one, which is actually where I've been finding most of the journals I can sell more recently. I don't know if this is the only journal section, but I don't see anything that would be good. Normally what I'm looking for are plastic wraps like these have, because that's what Moleskine and Raid Dunn notebooks would be in, and those ones are normally the only ones that I find that are profitable, and really only Moleskines have been for the past few months. So when I find those, it's normally 100% ROI or more, and they sell so fast. So that's why I'm hoping that there's some of those at the front of the store that we can pick up on our way out, but not hold my breath. I honestly don't really resell any seasonal stuff, although they always have it. I don't know how, and I don't really want to take all the time to learn how to do it just by scanning stuff. And I also don't do a lot of toys, mostly just because I don't like toys, but we're going to scan through a bunch of those today and see if I find anything profitable. I haven't found almost any profitable toys, except for dog toys, which we're going to go to soon, because I made a lot of money off those. But I'll scan through the whole toy section, and since I'm not really great at that, whatever I learn, I'll let you know. Alright, seems to be the crux of the video, but I have not found anything, which sometimes just kind of is how it is at Marshalls. Sometimes I find a ton, sometimes I don't find much at all. There are a couple things to talk about though. First, is this guy. It's a YouTuber's toy company actually, but it looks like it'd be pretty good. You get back $11.14 from it. It's only $7, so you make $4, which is more than 50%. But if you look at restrictions, I'm restricted. What you can do when you're restricted in something like this is you can actually go onto the Amazon seller app, which I did and I screenshotted, and you can look up the item and then request to be ungated. Now, a lot of times it will just automatically ungate you after you've hit a certain amount of sales. No one knows exactly how much that is, but I've gotten ungated and more the more I've sold, obviously. But a lot of times, some brands just want to be a little more strict, like this one, so I didn't actually get ungated even though I requested it. You can see that's asking me to submit invoices to prove that I can sell it because I got it from a legitimate distributor of the product. This one's interesting, not because it's anything profitable or anything, but because there's actually an Amazon label on top of that other label, which is kind of weird. And then this one, I don't know if I want yet. I had to move because a kid came and posted up right by me. But I actually found something that I might buy. I don't think I'm going to because I think the rank is a little too high. But this is it before we get to the other thing, which I'm still not decided on. This is on clearance for $6. There's actually two of them here. It's a Marvel thing. Let's first look at the Keep It chart. As you can see, the rank is $589,000, $10.87. I did check and I can sell it in new condition. But if we look at the Keep It chart, there's not a lot of sales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sales. And there is one FBA offer and a bunch of FBM offers. The reason that I think if I got on this listing, I would be the one to actually get the buy box and sell it is because I could sell it right around this price or even for $18 and probably get the buy box since they have it now because I'm an FBA offer. So I'd probably be able to make about $5 on it. And I think I'm actually going to do it. I think I'm going to buy the two of them, especially because Christmas time is coming up. I don't think it'll get there in time for Christmas, but I'm going to get those two. And this is the other thing that I'm questionable on. Right now, it's selling for more than normally what I look at, because I like to look at lower price items. This is $20. You get back $35 here. There is only one listing, and it's not FBA. So that is scary to me because that's a big trigger that you might get an IP claim on it if the brand is the only other seller and there's no FBA offers. So I look it up here, it's $49. I can sell it in new condition. When we go over to the Amazon listing, you can see that currently it's not even in stock. They're getting it in stock soon. There's 272 reviews, which is really good, and it's being sold by A&M Wares. They're just launched and they're not actually the owner of the brand, so that gives credence to the fact that I can actually send this in and sell it. The only question I have though is the price. So we can go look at Camel and see that it's $46, and because of that I think I'm actually going to buy it because I should make $8 to $10 on it. The reason that I was questioning though is that this is another one of the same brand, same type of thing, but it only sells and gets back $19, which would be less than what I paid for this guy. But because I'll be the only offer, I'll be an FBA offer. This one doesn't have any rank because it hasn't sold, and that one has a tons of reviews. I'm gonna go ahead and send it in, and I hopefully will be able to make about 70% of my money. But better than that, it'll be $15. Because normally I'm spending $5 to $10 to make 70%, which even though it's the same ROI, I'm making 3 to 4 times as much. So surprisingly, we actually found 3 things in the toy section. I do feel like I wasted a lot of time in the toy section, and that actually leads me to a major thought that I have about reselling, and that's the fact that you don't need to be an expert on a bunch of different things. If you find the niches that you're good at and you just resell those, there's probably enough profit for you to actually make a decent living or a decent side hustle, whatever you want from it. And as you grow, if you want to expand, you can, but I, as a reseller, always feel the pressure when I watch people's videos that I need to resell like them or sell the same types of categories, or that I'm missing out. The amount of time, stress, and money that you might waste trying to figure out how to resell other categories might not be worth it, especially if you already have a business that's doing decent. So figure out what works for you and do that. You don't have to be like anybody else. Ooh, more journals. Let's see if there are any moleskins here. I did not even notice that this was on this side. So these are interesting. We'll have to check these out. The thing that sucks though is that there's no barcode on these anymore because I used to sell these and they took off the barcode. I'm gonna look these up a different way. Just using the Amazon app, you can actually scan a product and sometimes it'll find it. Yep, right there. So it does look like it's the same thing. And if we just look at it in here, we can see that if we sell at the FBA low price, we get back $11.59. So for $5, that might actually be worth it. I'm gonna try to find the ASIN though so we can look it up on Scout IQ to see how much it actually sells. Probably missing something very simple, but I can't figure out how to actually go to the Amazon listing, so we're just going to copy and paste the title. And I've actually sold it before for profit, and I made $2 each on this price. The only thing that's questionable, and I hope you can see this, is this looks like it's pretty blue, and this looks like it's black ink. I don't know if it says that anywhere specifically, but we're actually going to pick up 2 of these guys and hopefully be able to find some moleskins at the front. I've never looked at reselling in any of these things. I actually went to try to scan some of the bedding before and didn't find anything, but next up we're going to look at the pet supplies. Surprisingly, when I first started selling on Amazon, I was able to sell pet stuff, but not pet food. So I was able to sell like toys. And so I've been selling them for a pretty decent amount of time. Now what I look for in toys is like the $2 to $5 price point. I sell a lot of Nerf dog toys, which I was able to sell before I was able to sell Nerf. So I normally will scan all of those. Looks like there's a lot of them today. And then I also just scan every brand to see if they have listings on Amazon. And then I know that like JW does, this one does, because I bought a bunch of them, thought I was getting a really good deal. Turned out the brand came on it. Hopefully they sell it soon, because otherwise I'm not going to sell anything. And then I recently found out that Hero is a good brand and Chase and Chomp. I'm sure there's other good brands, but I'm going to scan through those. And that's normally what I'm looking for in the pet supply section. When it comes to pet food, it'll be something different. Found a few guys. I also realized a couple trips ago, maybe the last trip actually in Connecticut in this video, that I was able to sell some dog harnesses. I haven't shipped them in yet, but we'll see if we can find some more. Didn't find any, but Avalanche is the brand that I found a couple of them that were profitable. So if you see that brand, check it out, see if you can sell it. Now on to dog treats and like dog food and stuff. Oh shoot, there's actually so many more toys that I missed. When we're getting to dog food, the main things we're going to be looking for are food that's not expired and won't expire for at least 6 to 12 months. And then again, 100% ROI, and seeing if you can sell it. Pretty much like everything. That is the thing that I forgot to mention though over at the beauty products, is a lot of beauty products don't have expiration dates. They just have this symbol on it right here. That looks like the little opening of a jar of foundation or something. That means that it's good 12 months from open date and it doesn't have an expiration. Just make sure that you get products that aren't expired already. Didn't find any more of the toys. Found a couple of dogs treats. But honestly, when I'm looking at dog treats now, I'm just looking to see if the brand is on Amazon, and then normally that brand will continue to be profitable for you. But surprisingly, a lot of these brands are there. They're just selling for too little on Amazon. Okay, what we have left in the store is going to be the electronics section, which will probably be last, along with hoping that more moleskins are up there. Men's socks section, and then the men's athletic section as well. Not sure how much we're going to be able to find in all those. Hopefully it's a lot. I've actually been pretty happy with where we're at so far, but let's see if we can get another $50 to $100 worth of items. And we've already been in here for about an hour. Let's hope we can stay at around $100 of profit per hour. My phone's dying, but luckily we're almost done. Haven't found a lot more. Actually found some deodorants that I've actually sold before. And I also found something I thought was really good, but is another important lesson on why you should always do more research. So there are a bunch of these on clearance. They're charcoal facial cleaners, cleanser or something. And when I scanned it, we got 180,000 rank out of 3 million. And normally that's really good. Normally that means it'll sell a lot. So I was pumped. Got all 4 of them. They're only $3 and they would get back over 10. No FBA listings. I can sell it in new condition. And it wasn't being sold by the brand owner. I went over to Scout IQ though, just to look at it, to see what the Keep It chart said. If it's orange on Scoutify 2, normally I'll go look at the Keep It chart no matter what. Even if I think that it'll be good like this one, which I almost bought. But then you can see nothing. It probably just came onto Amazon as a listing, and it looks like that was like September 19th, and there still haven't been any sales, and we can pretty much confirm that because if we go back to the Amazon listing, we can see that there are no reviews. So I'm gonna put all those back. I thought I was about to make like $30 on 12. Turns out I'm gonna make nothing, but I'm not gonna waste any money, so that's a plus. Pretty much just got the electronics section left, and hopefully those moleskins, and I still will just be scanning while I walk through the aisles, make sure I don't miss too much. I'm sure there's stuff that I'm missing, and I'm sure you guys can tell me all about it in the comments down below. But I also found some soap, so. Ooh, that's tight. Kind of did decent. It feels a lot worse than it actually was because I was in there probably more than twice as long as I would have been because I had to think about filming and all that. And someone stopped me to ask about YouTube stuff because they saw me with the camera. We spent $135 and change, and probably what would have been less than an hour of reselling in there. I normally don't spend more than like 40 minutes in a Marshalls or TJ Maxx unless I'm spending multiple hundreds of dollars. So well over $100 an hour, probably even if we include the shipment time. So I'm getting a lot faster at that, as you know if you've been watching some of my shipment videos. Still probably going to go to Burlington, but my phone's almost dead, so we're going to charge it, probably get some McDonald's. Burlington will be fast because I don't think there will be much that I find because I really hate sourcing there. So there's that. Don't really have a place to put it because everything is a mess right now. How much do you think we're going to buy reselling in Burlington?
Reselling?
Yeah.
2 things.
I'm going to say 0 things, but
I'm just trying to be optimistic.
Alright, we found a couple things. Been going around pretty similar to how I went around Marshalls, but a lot more lazy because I don't like reselling here, to be honest with you, anymore. I'm planning on going to a lot more Burlingtons, but there is a couple things that I found out that are important to say. First, these, you got to make sure that these little caps are still there on the end. Otherwise, it's open. You can get in trouble with Amazon for sure, which is exactly what I just checked, unfortunately, on some deodorants I was going to buy. And I was going to make one like 500% ROI because it was only $1 here, and you get like $4.80 back, but look at that. I'd assume it needs a deodorant cap. If I got something that didn't have a deodorant cap, I wouldn't feel super comfortable about it. I need something like this. Alright, here's the part of the video that you're frustrated that I'm not a perfect reseller, so let me know in the comments what I could have done differently, what you would have sourced differently, and how you would have done it. There's so many different ways to do this correctly, but which video should they watch next?
This one.
But which one is it?
Reselling in the van.
Wow,
I don't
that's
know.
that one actually. So.
Oh.
Awkward. Peace.